We are built with strength. We are built with last. Continue in faith. Don't stop believing.
Spirit-filled messages, prophetic words. Join us on Sundays and Thursdays as we receive the word of the Lord from God's servant, Pastor David Fadeyi.
God just wants to add the first place in your life.
With one mandate to fulfill: our service to the Lord. Victory Chapel, the church on campus.
I didn't hear your amen. Amen. I wish to invite all your friends to come and hear what we're going to be sharing tonight, because it's going to help you in your love journey and in your decision making. So tonight we are going to be looking at understanding the color of love, or discerning the color of love. And the reason why we are bringing this conversation tonight is because love is what everyone desires to experience. And love is one thing that is difficult to give a definition. And if it is difficult to give a definition, and everybody wants to experience it, how would you know that what you are experiencing is love? Because we have seen people who had an experience which they thought was love, and they finally discovered that in that experience was abuse, in that experience was manipulation, in that experience was all manner of assault. In that experience, their life did not remain the same again positively. So in our journey of finding love, how would we know when we actually contact love? And because there is no one definition that will help you discern that this is love. The biblical explanation, if you go to the book of 1 Corinthians, he said quite a number of things. So I feel that we can be looking at it more like a rainbow. And it has different colors. But you know that if one color is absent, we can't say it is what? It is rainbow. So there are a lot of things that should be together. There are a lot of things that you must see there for you to identify that this is love. So I'm going to read, we're going to do quite a long reading of 3 stories in the Bible. You would see at the beginning of some of these stories, the experience looked like love. But at the end of the day, some of those experiences ended in premium tears. Both from the side of the guy and from the side of the lady. Because a guy can also be deceived to think that what this lady is bringing is love. And after all, it's not what? It is not love. A lady can also be deceived, thinking that what a guy is bringing is love. And at the end of the day, it is not love. So the first story we are going to read is in the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 34. Genesis chapter 34. From verse 1. Genesis chapter 34 from verse 1. I would like you to give to us in the Message translation. In what translation? The Message translation. Let's not be distracted. Let's not be distracted. Now let me give you the background of the story. Remember that Jacob had how many sons? 12 of them, which became the pillar of Israel. He became the nation of Israel. He had 12. And fortunately, he had one daughter by the name Dinah. And like I have said severally in this church, I would actually assume that for him to have a daughter, that is a strategic role, probably, that God wanted that girl to play. It couldn't have just been an accident that out of 12 children, you have a daughter. But let us see how the love life of that lady, how it went. So one day, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, had given Jacob, went to visit some of the women in that country. Remember, they are not from that place. And one of the instructions God perpetually gave to them was that they should not mingle with the people of the land. Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Evite, who was the chieftain there, saw her and did what? Raped her. So the first thing we saw was a rape. But let's see the explanation of the guy. After he raped her, then he felt a strong attraction to who? To Dinah. So let me begin by saying, from these scriptures, we are going to see what love is not first. Because when you know what love is not, it will narrow your gaze to help you discern what love is. So from this scripture, love is not a strong attraction. It is not what? A strong attraction. That you feel strongly attached to that person does not mean that is love. Because how can strong affection be in the same sentence with rape? How can the two come from the same person towards you? So if strong attraction is love and rape is involved, then that definition of love is what? Is faulty. So he felt a strong attraction to Dinah, Jacob's daughter, fell in love with her and wooed her. Can this be love? Can this be love? Because where did the journey started from? From rape. He just saw her, he couldn't control her emotions, jumped on her and raped her, and then now felt a strong attraction for her and began to woo her. Then Shechem even went as far as going to his father, Hamor, and said, "Get me this girl for my wife." That his parents are involved does not still mean it is love. Because that's one of the ways you'll be deceived. Oh, he's carrying his family along, but he has raped the girl. So that he's involving his family. You know his uncle. You know his brothers. You know his sisters. In fact, you know their family house. They all welcome you in that house. Does not still mean it is what? It is love. It could be that the family are just desperately in need of a grandchild. It could be that it's been long the family had a party, had a ceremony, and they just want to have a ceremony. It could be anything from the guy's side, but that he involved his family does not essentially mean it is what? It is love. Yes? Verse 5. Jacob heard that Shechem had raped his daughter, Dinah. But his sons were out in the field with the livestock, so he didn't say anything until they got home. Hamor, Shechem's father, went to Jacob to work out marriage arrangement. So that there is marriage plans going on. That the guy is talking about marriage does not mean it is what? It is love. Because that's one of the deceptions. And the guy is even talking about marriage. He's talking about marriage. And because when you hear marriage, you feel that the guy is serious. But how can a serious relationship start with rape? How is it going to continue? Because rape automatically means this person does not respect your views, your opinion, your boundaries, nor your values. And if that is how it starts, that is how it's going to do what? Continue. Meanwhile, Jacob's son, on their way back from the field, heard what had happened. They were outraged, explosive with anger. Shechem's rape of Jacob's daughter was intolerable in Israel and not to be put up with. Verse 8. Hamor spoke with Jacob and his sons. My son Shechem is head over heels in love with your daughter. They said it's what? Head over heels. I would like to ask you, have you seen that kind of emotions before? Have you seen someone around you express this kind of head over heels emotion before? Which means they cannot be in their good state without you. They lose their appetite. They cannot even sleep well. Sometimes they go as far as falling sick. That is what head over heels means. It is a deep emotional feeling, such that it even overwhelms the person. They may lose their appetite. They may even lose their focus. Sometimes they get into depression. And when you see this kind of thing, you may likely be deceived that, oh, how much he loves me. Oh, see how much she loves me. But I thank God that you saw the picture from the beginning. That this thing that we are now looking at actually started as rape. But in some instances, it does not start as rape. This other thing we are looking at is what comes first. But rape is still coming. So because all this other thing comes first and you are seeing it and you are experiencing it, it's not a guarantee that what? This is love. My son Shechem is head over heels in love with your daughter. Give her to me as his wife. Because this is probably love at first sight. It's just the day, the very first day she went to town. And all of these emotions was unquenchable. Love at first sight. And one thing I'm going to show you as we move on, that it takes knowledge to love. It takes what? Knowledge to love. So you can't really say you love when you do not know. So the issue of love at first sight is not love at first sight. It's just attraction at what? First sight. You can never discern love at what? First sight. Because let's imagine that the rape did not start. And all these other things were the things the guy was saying. You will have felt, oh, I just met a guy today, and oh my God, I cannot even stop thinking about him. Oh, I cannot even just today alone. You know what we talked about today? Just one day. You can't judge that with what? Love. Intermarry with us. Give us your daughter to us, and we'll give our daughters to you. Live together with us as one family. Settle down among us and make yourself at home. Prosper among us. Shechem then spoke for himself. Now, addressing Dinah's father, who is Jacob. Please say yes. I will pay anything. I will pay anything. If you are judging by who can pay, then it is not love. If the measure is who can pay, then that is what? not love? Because love does not have a price tag. So when material things are the things that are brought forth first, if it is about how much, if it is about meeting my need, if it is about material possession and satisfaction, it is not what? It is not love. It is not love. Let's move on. Set the bridal price as high as you will. The sky is the limit. Only give me this girl for my wife. Desperation is not love. What did I say? Desperation is not love. That the guy is rushing you. That the guy is desperate. That the guy is ready. That money is on ground. And he's ready to come and see your parents. It's not what? It's not love. Many people have followed that. And when they got in, they discovered that there was no love at all. Jacob's son answered Shechem and his father with cunning. Their sister, after all, had been raped. They said, this is impossible. We could never give our sister to a man who is born uncircumcised. Why would we be disgraced? The only condition on which we can talk business is if all your men become circumcised like us. Then we will freely exchange daughters in marriage and make ourselves at home among you and become one big happy family. But if this is not an acceptable condition, we will take our sister and do what? And leave. Move on. That seemed fair enough to Ammon and his son Shechem. The young man was so smitten with Jacob's daughter that he proceeded to do what he had been asked. So that he's in a rush to bring everything. That how much? That doesn't mean he loves me. He was also the most admired son in his father's family. That shows that he's a spoiled child. He has been indulged all his life. He always got what he wanted. And he's an entitled person. You can see that already. And that is who he will be. So Ammon and his son Shechem went to the public square and spoke to the town council. Run with me very quickly. These men like us. They are our friends. Let them settle down here and make themselves at home. There is plenty of room in the country for them. And just think, we can even exchange our daughters in marriage. But these men will only accept our invitation to live with us and become one happy family on one condition. That all our names, let me just go into all the story. Now what actually happened was that they forced them to be circumcised. And circumcision is a very painful experience for males. So in the midst of them nursing the pain of their circumcision, Jacob and Jacob's son landed on them, and there was war. Now they cannot fight because they are in pain. That was how the entire people were killed, ruined, and destroyed. Now, that was the end of love for Dinah was what? Rape. The same end of that love for Shechem was what? Death. He was killed. If it is real love, that can never be the end. Love cannot end in rape, and love cannot end what? In death. Not that you gave yourself, you were murdered. Apparently, the family of the girl murdered him. The second story. Judges chapter 16 from verse 1. It's a very popular story. Samson went to Gaza and saw a prostitute. He went to her. Just 1 minute. That's Judges, right? Yeah. Chapter 16. That not fan that is making noise. Do something about it. You shouldn't have that. Okay. We have not reached verse 4 now. The news got around. Samson is here. The first thing we saw is that he saw what? An harlot. And immediately saw a prostitute and jumped on him, on her. What do you also call that? Love at what? First sight. Just saw the girl and wow. And he couldn't control himself. So the news got around. Samson is here. They gathered around in hiding, waiting all night for him at the city gate, quiet as mice, thinking, at sunrise, we will do what? We will kill him. Samson was in bed with a woman till midnight. Then he got up, seized the doors of the city gate and the two gateposts, bolts and all, hefted them on his shoulder and carried them to the top of the hill that faces what? Hebron. He escaped. Some time later, he fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek. Her name was Delilah. He fell in love with who? Delilah. The Philistine tyrant approached her and said, seduce him. He fell in love. What he thought was that this is a wonderful lady. And he loved the lady. And he fell in love with the lady. What he did not know was that the lady was a trap. Because the fish that the owner of the house put on the trap for the rat, and the fish that the children are going to eat at night is the same fish. Because fish is what? Fish. The children will eat the fish and have a good sleep. They have taken protein. The rat will come for the fish that is on the trap, and that will be the end of its life. So some people have been trapped thinking they are falling in love. So them falling fell into what? A trap. They thought it was love, but it was what? A trap. A setup. Seducing. Discover what's behind his great strength. And how we can tie him up and what? Humble him. Love does not bring you down. Love does not try to reduce you. No. Love does not try to humiliate you. Love does not want you to feel less of yourself. Love does not talk down on you. Love does not discredit you until you are no longer worthy of yourself. Discover what's behind his great strength and humble him. Each man's company will give you 100 shekels of what? Silver. So it was about money. Guys, this was not a trap for the lady. This was a trap for the guy. So the guy was really in love with this girl. And we could say, if you study Samson, Samson was genuinely in love. But the lady was not what? In love. But he thought it was a mutual kind of relationship. But the lady was in it for something. What was it? Money. He was in it. She was in it for the bag. She was in it for the iPhone. She was in it for the travels. She was in it for the Brazilian hair. And when she's done getting all that she wants to get, she's going to leave. Now, for some people, when they leave you empty. They leave you lesser than they met you. And it is both ways. A guy can come into your life, ravage you, spend all your money for you and with you, and leaves you when everything is exhausted. But the problem with this relationship is that sexual intimacy was part of it. Which is one thing that I'm going to show you, is that sexual intimacy beclouds your sight, that you will not discern the color properly. There is something they call color blindness. Color blindness is the kind of blindness where people cannot judge color. So if you show them purple, you say, this is red now. So it looks, everything looks nice. Things that are supposed to scare them away, all looks good. And one of the things that disrupts your proper discernment of the color of love is premarital sex. Once it steps in, your judgment is what? Clouded. So Delilah said to Samson, tell me, dear, the secret of the, that's the lady calling him dear, but there is nothing endearing about her life. She was on assignment. Tell me, dear, the secret of your great strength and how you can be tied up and humbled. You would think a strong man like Samson, an army person, a soldier, should have some level of intelligence. Even if you are not in military, you are not a paramilitary, you are not in anything security. When you hear somebody asking you this kind of question, what is the secret of your strength? What is the secret of your power? Somebody you have not known up to 3 months is asking this kind of question. You should begin to question the person's intention. But I told you, once sex is involved, you won't see well, you won't judge well, you won't discern well. What you're supposed to hear and respond with fear and run away, you will not see it as well, you will gloss over it. Samson told her, if they were to tie me up with 7 bowstrings, the kind made from fresh animal tendons, not dried out, then I will become weak, just like anyone else. The Philistine tyrant brought her 7 bowstrings, not dried out, and she tied him up with them. She did what? Tied him up. The men were waiting in ambush in her room. Then she said, the Philistines are on you, Samson. He snapped the cord as though they were mere threads. The secret of his strength was still what? A secret. Now you told somebody what will bring you down, and the person did it. And you woke up, and the lady is still with you. There was no fear. There was no threat to life. We just think, well, it's a prank. Delilah said, come now, Samson. You are playing with me, making up stories. Now, 2 things there. Samson said, I love this lady. Yet, Samson lied. Can that be love? How come he loves you so much? And he's told you a very strategic lie. Because you asked for a particular information about his life that you need to make decision about what is next about this relationship. And he told a lie. You finally busted the lie. You still did not move. You finally detected the lie. Who is this lady that is always calling you? It's my cousin. It's my cousin. It's my cousin. It's my cousin. Only for you to discover that it was not his cousin. She was not his cousin. If I had been sleeping together and you found out, but you are in love in your mind. And you continued. Because there is something you are enjoying that you defined as love. There is a feeling you are getting. There is a satisfaction that you are getting. And you have given it the definition of what? Of love. Be serious. Tell me how you can be tied up. He told her, another one, if you were to tie me up tight with new ropes never used for work, then I will be helpless, just like anybody else. I'll be so helpless. So Delilah did what? I didn't hear you. Delilah did what? Got some new ropes and tied him up. She said again, the Philistines are on you, Samson. The men are hidden in the next door. He snapped the ropes from his arms like thread. Powerful man. Delilah said to Samson, you are still playing games with me. Who is playing games with who? Love does not play games. The lady is playing games with his life. He is playing games with the lady. Because he's not telling the lady the truth. And the lady is also looking for the opportunity to bring him down. Love does not do what? Does not play games. No. Some people have been using you to play games for the past 3 years. You are just a pawn on their chessboard. You are just a dice in their ludo. They have been using you to play games. Sometimes you try to detect it, but something else blinds you and you become colorblind. And you still move on and say it is love. Even when your friends say, this thing that this person is doing, say, no, I know he loves me. Is it not just yesterday? Without me even telling him, he knew I was broke. Without me telling him anything, he sent me money. I have never asked him for money before. He always knows when I need it. So that material, being able to meet your material need, has beclouded your what? Your sense of judgment. So Delilah said to Samson, you are still playing game with me, teasing me with lies. Tell me how you can be tied up. He said to her, if you move the 7 braids of my hair into the fabrics on the loom and draw it tight, then I will be helpless as any other mortal. When she had him fast asleep, Delilah took the 7 braids on his hair and wove them into the fabrics on the loom. Yes. And drew it tight. Then she said again, the Philistines are on you, Samson. He woke from his sleep, ripped loose from both the loom and fabric. She said, how can you say, I love you, when you won't trust me? This is what they use most of the time. How come you don't trust me? How come you don't trust me? Can I tell you? Trust is earned over time. You cannot have lied to me 3 times. You cannot have tried to get me 3 times and think that there is trust. There is no trust. Love really trusts. But love trusts what is tested. Love really trusts. But love trusts what is what? Tested. There is a basis for that trust. I think it's Bishop King Butler in the US that said, trust but verify. Do what? Trust but what? Verify. How can you say I love you when you won't even trust me? Neither of them is trustworthy. Neither of them. The lady is not trustworthy because one secret you told her yesterday, she used it against you today. You could just had a fight, and what you said is the first thing she used against you. What you told her yesterday, you have heard it online. It's now on Instagram. And here is the guy also who is telling you all lies. You know, my father works here. We live in Banana Island. We have a house in Maitama. Telling you all sort of things to captivate your heart. Love does not need a lie to earn your trust. Nah. Not one lie. You have a child. Say, no, that is small girl. No, that's our house girl's child. Love does not need to hide anything to earn a trust. No. If it is love, it will be open enough if you like trust. 3 times you've toyed with me like a cat with a mouse. They are both toying with each other, refusing to tell me the secret of your strength. And this is what I want you to know. The person that is telling you, you don't trust me, is also deceiving you. So it's just using you don't trust me as to make you guilty. And it is used more on the ladies because they know you are emotional. So they want to prick you to your heart. After all I've done for you, you still don't trust me. It is not what you have done to me that will earn you this trust. It is who you really are that will earn you the trust. And who you really are is a sum total of what you are doing to me now, what you are before, what you will be. So if there are lies and cover up, it was, I told you something, and you are using that thing to destroy me. Yet he's coming and saying, these 3 times you have lied to me. Yeah, but we are all liars. Yeah. She said, okay, we have read this. 16. She kept at it day after day, nagging and what? Tormenting him. Yet, Samson did not say, okay, leave. It's over between us. My destiny is at stake. Nothing like that. He was still enduring it. She will change. That's how ladies are. Finally, he was fed up and he couldn't take another minute of it. If you were fed up, what should be the next step? Many people are fed up. They have seen all the red lights. But you know what? I don't even know what to do. Pastor, I don't even know. I don't even know. You don't know? They don't always know what to do. And one of the reasons why they don't always know what to do is that their judgment has been beclouded. Their body is already in it. And one of the bodies in it, there is that emotional tie. There is that deep way you miss the person. And because you are missing the person deeply, you will judge it as love. But it's not love. It is that attraction that has taken place over a long period of time that is pulling you. It's not love. That's why people stay in abusive relationships. They feel a strong pull towards that person, which has been orchestrated by consistency. By consistency. They are living together. They are doing everything together. They go to class together. They come back together. They go for night class together. They sit together. That being together all the time is automatically going to bring certain level of bond, which is not love. Because if you studied your chemistry very well and your physics, there are different kind of bonds. There is covalent bond, there is electrovalent bond. Mention them. There is van der Waals bond. All manner of bonding. Do you also know that if I take a nail, for instance, a nail is not a magnet. So if I take a nail and I put it by another nail, it will not attract that nail. Is that true? Yes. But if I take that nail and I rub it on a magnet, and I bring the nail back, and I pick it, and I bring it close to another nail, what will happen? It will catch, so that it is catching it. You may tend to think this is now magnet. So the person comes to church, he has rubbed off on church people, he knows church slangs, then he now comes to you with that churchy coating around him. And because he has some sprinkles of the blood of Jesus, some hallelujah sprinkled around him, but you are this church girl, I'm telling you this thing. The guy that wants to get you knows you're a church girl. He will be the one calling you in the morning and asking you whether you have had morning devotion. The same guy. You will be shocked that on your birthday he will buy you a Bible. It is that same guy that will tell you to come pass the night in his house. So you'll not be wondering, the thing when they inside this Bible where you buy. Not be the thing where, but because he has been able to touch you at your soft spot, you're a spiritual person. He wakes you up every morning and says, have you prayed? Let us pray. He prays with you. He asks you, what did you read in the Bible today? He knows that is what you will fall for. But all of these things is just a cutting. So he attracts you and you are attracted to it in your mind. I have been attracted to a magnet. But it is just a metal coated with some magnetic elements which will soon fade. This is one of the reasons why church girls marry bad boys. Yes. Because most of the time, all that they want is that spiritual cutting. I still want a guy who knows street small, but who has a touch of Davido with a sprinkle of Moses Bliss, some element of Burna Boy, and just a little dose of Ken Franklin. Put it together. If you go and check the mind of many church girls, that is their fantasy. If God were to give them clay to mold what they want, that's how they will bring it. And one of the reasons why it is so is that even the ladies or the guys sometimes feels that this life we are living, this Christian life we are living, because of the association they are keeping that is not Christ-like, they begin to see this Christian life as boring. Why are we not clubbing? Why are we not? So they begin to have, why are we not having fun? Why are we not doing lap dance? Why are we not doing all those things? So they want to look for that church brother who speaks in tongues but can do lap dance. Yes. They're looking for that church brother who can club well, mind waist well, but can still be in the spirit. Where's my scripture? She kept it after they liked it. Finally, he got fed up. And he couldn't take another minute of it. Yes. He spilled it and told her, a razor had never touched my head. I have been God's Nazarite from conception. This is how many church people lose it. you have been hanging around the wrong people for too long. When I was in university, one of my friends said something one day. He said, David, all the ladies around you, their heads are correct. So whichever hand in which you fall, you will have fallen into a good hand. Now note that. And that was very intentional of me. So that everybody around me, and you were carefully selected to be this close to me. So that for any reason I mistakenly fall in love, I will not still fall too far from destiny. Because of the right people already around me. So even if it's this way I fall, you know they're bad. If I fall, it may not be the perfect thing, but it will be good. It may not be perfect, but it will be acceptable. But check around you. If you fall into the hands of Femi, are you saved? If you fall to the hands of Emmanuel, if you fall to the hands of Uwak, check by yourself. Because the people around you are not of your kind. It will be difficult. And when you are in that midst, the problem you will have is that because there is connection, because there is consistent interaction, love, you will think love is growing. We see every day, we talk every day, we read every day. See, that's why you see people, you see two brothers, a brother and a girl, he said they are prayer partners. Give them 3 years, they will receive each other. Except they are really spiritually mature. I'm telling you, except they are spiritually mature, we are praying together. Prayer is a very strong bond. Very strong. We are praying together, sharing the word together, seeing ourselves together, eating together. We fall in love. And that's what people now fall in love like that. When you even ask them, they will tell you what kind of revelation they saw. But it is all because of what? The closeness. So when I want to deal with those kind of people, I just tell you, stay apart for 6 months. Maybe God willing, they send the guy to Kebbi for youth service. Send the lady to Ogun State. If you pray away for 1 year, and this thing is still strong like that, then we cannot give it a trial. But you are spiritual every day. It will grow. You spill it, if I were shaved, my strength will leave me. I will be as helpless as any other mortal. Yes? When Anania realized that he has told her his secret, she sent for the Philistine tyrant, telling them, come quickly. This time he told me the truth. So the lady knew when he spoke from his heart. She knew. I want you to know, guys, ladies are very intuitive. They are spiritually sharper than you. I'm telling you. Even the unchurched ones are very spiritual. She knew when he has told her the truth. She knew. That's why she told them, run quickly. This time, by the time they came bringing the bride money, so it was of Iban money. All those emotional blackmail that she was doing, and you did not there, but all those emotional blackmail was all lies. When she got him to sleep, his head on her laps. That is how they have been sleeping. Family members are not aware. Not legally married. His head here on her laps. He is used. So you can only put your head on a lady's lap when you feel that lady is a safe place. By your judgment of this story, is Delilah a safe place? No. But why didn't he see it? He is a military guy. He has all manner of intelligence. Why didn't he see it? The sexual satisfaction she was getting blinded him rather. That was something he was getting from that girl that she couldn't let go. He couldn't let go. When he got to sleep, she mentioned to a man to cut off the 7 braids of his hair. Immediately he began to grow weak. His strength did what? His strength did what? Drained from him. Then she said, Uncle, Philistines are on you, Samson. He woke up thinking, I will go out like always. He shook free and shook free. He didn't realize that God had abandoned him. The Philistine grabbed him, gouged out his eyes, took him down to Gaza. They shackled him in irons and put him to work, to the work of grinding pepper in the prison. A man like Samson. He thought he was falling in love, but he was falling into a trap. The last story. The story is my message though. 2 Samuel chapter 13. From verse 1. Sometimes later, this happened. Absalom, David's son, had a sister who was very attractive. She was what? She was what? I tell ladies who are attractive, you are conspicuously beautiful. You need to be more careful and more discerning. Why? Anything that is beautiful is attractive to all, even those who cannot afford it. It's attractive to what? To all. To all. How many of you have gone to the supermarket before? Shopping mall? You are attractive to a wristwatch. Then you got close and you discover that the wristwatch was in a case, in another case, in another bigger case. Then you looked at the price and they said the wristwatch is 280,000 naira. Or they even said the wristwatch is 550,000 naira. As you stood there, they even asked you, should we bring it out? But you know they shouldn't bring it. You just quietly walked away. Because the person that will even bring it out, we have to wear a glove. They cannot use their bare hands to bring it out. That is the value of it. And that's why they kept it that far. But if you go to Plaza, you go to this about you can even wear it on your wrist first. Because it's just 2.5. You can wear it on your wrist first and check it. Even you check whether it matches your clothes. And say you don't want. And that is what being attractive is. So both people that cannot handle you, people that cannot pay for your value, people that cannot even take care of you, they all admire you. That's one. They can admire you, and because of the way you carry yourself, they cannot even reach you. So, but now you are admirable and you are also available. That means you are so reachable. They're going to have a lot of problems. Because they will come close, emotionally bond with you. You will be carried away by that attraction and think it is love. They just want to chop the cookies and move away. That's it. So you will be so heartbroken. That's how many fine girls are heartbroken. Very, very heartbroken. Because they've attracted who did not love them. Number one, their attractiveness is not their fault. But their own presentation can also be a problem. Are you always available? Always willing and ready to give your phone number? Always everywhere. Everywhere. It is cheap to get you. Have you ever seen them put very ripe, beautiful banana? You point at it, they say 1, 2, whereas you want to buy 200 banana. It's 200 you have, but you point at the big one. So that's how it is. It's attractive. And guys, are raised naturally to chase what they like. And they will use every technique to come after you. Those techniques is what you call love. But they are just strategies. Simple strategies. That's what it is to be a playboy. I understand you, know your tendency, know what you like. If I know that you're a book person, you are an academic person, you are not concerned about your book, that's all. I got you. I'll be asking you, have you read today? Can we go and read together? Can I follow you to class? Everything will be very alright. Have you put there that there's tutorials? Let's go together. I know that will get you because you are an academics. So it happened later after David's son is not attractive. And her name was what? Tamar. Amnon, also David's son, was what? In love with her. Why was he in love with her? Because she was what? Attractive. Child. Now person fine like this. See shame. I must get this one. That's all. So all those coming to your DM, visiting you, calling you, what type of thing. It's just that see shame. I must get it. But you receiving all those gestures as what? As love. Because you really don't know the color of love. Sometimes you don't know how to say, okay. Amnon was what? Obsessed. Passionately. Just like the story of who? Shechem. Obsessed with her. That he is obsessed with you does not mean she loved. Something happened. I think last year to this year. I think there was a church program. And these two persons came to church. Male and female. They were a member of this church. They sat in church. The lady couldn't take her hand off the guy throughout service. Throughout. They entered the bus and they continued. The guy now may think that this girl love her. Love him. The lady too may think he's love. But I know that can't be love. It's just mere obsession. You know what thing about obsession? It's a rush hour energy. Obsession is like adrenaline. You can't be on adrenaline for 10 hours. You'll be done. Let's say 10 hours. You can't be on adrenaline. Is that level of, is an hormone that releases, is a hormone that is triggered by fear and many other things. That makes you exert certain level of strength that is beyond your capacity. So you just see lion in the hostel, or you see a python. You ran, you jumped a fence that you wouldn't naturally be able to jump. You jump that fence, you jump the next one, you jump. By the time you are jumping, by the time you reach the fifth one, and the level of fear, you looked back and nothing is chasing you. The first thing you discover that you will not be able to jump. The second thing you will discover is that your body becomes terribly weak because you have exerted more energy than your heart capacity can handle. But it was triggered by fear. So that energy is a rush hour energy for you to handle a particular situation. It is not a long-term thing. So anybody that is obsessed with you cannot be with you for a long-term relationship. It's just a short notice. So that obsession is what will tell you that this is not long-lasting. It's just an energy for now. And if it is love, it is eternal. Love is not momentary. That is why it can never be love at what? First sight. It can only be attraction. So when you see that obsession, it's a rush energy that the expiry date is very, very short. Very, very short. That's what many people see and say, the guy, he cannot even sleep. Since the day I stopped picking his call, he has been in the hospital. His obsession. He won't die. Leave him in that state for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Until his body will calm down. He won't die. You too. They serve you the breakfast. You couldn't sleep. Your heart is beating. auntie, you may not necessarily be loved. It may be that you are what? Obsessed. Obsession. That's the same reason why you hear that, oh, a man in Delta State carried a girl, and over the night, he died. He died of the girl. Yeah, one big man in Lagos carried a girl, he died of the girl. The reason is that these people are already naturally in their body, their energy level is what? Dropping. But they want to satisfy this lady that they brought. So what do? They take pills, they take herbs, bitters, they swallow all those things to have a level of energy, which it is their body that will release it to. The body will just release those hormones and they will have energy. But the heart cannot deal with it. So the heart just discovered that he's pumping what is not planned for. Big. The heart pumps like that. 3 minutes. There, rest. That rest. That's all. That's why they die. Because you are pulling your body to do what it cannot naturally do. It will break it. Ammon was obsessed with his sister Tamar to the point of making himself what? He made himself what? He made himself what? Sick. That you are sick because of her is not love. That you are sick because of him does not mean it is love. She was a virgin, so he couldn't see how he could get his hands on her because she carried herself well. She's a disciplined child. She's a responsible girl. That is why sometimes virginity, or let me put it, simplicity is not the same thing as wisdom. That's why the Bible calls of people foolish virgins and wise virgins. A foolish virgin, though a virgin, will still fall into the wrong hand. And that's what they will not use to discredit keeping yourself. Maybe that girl that was in business, she didn't sleep with anybody. Her husband is slapping her now. It's not because she was a virgin, that's why she married a man that is slapping her. The reason why she married a man that is abusing her was because she was not wise and discerning. It's not the virginity. But somebody whose eyes are tear could have more street wisdom and be able to discern guys. He can smell a guy that will cheat 100 meters away. Because she has been cheated upon severally, she knows it, she knows the symptoms. She can sense it from afar. Sometimes they can still sense it and still stay because something else is attractive. Yeah. She was a virgin, so he couldn't see how to get his hand on her. Verse 3. Ammon had a good friend, Jonadab, the son of David's brother Shimei. Jonadab was exceptionally what? Streetwise. He said to Ammon, why are you moping around like this day after day? You, the son of the king, a big man like you. You have the money, you have the prestige, you can get any lady you want. That's a deception. Money cannot get you love. It's discernment that will get you love. You can see rich men who married weapon fashion against them. With their money, they married the weapon what? Fashion. Because wealth does not mean you are discerning. Tell me what eating at you. In a word, Tamar said Ammon, that girl, I cannot sleep. My brother Absalom's sister, and in love we are. Is he in love we are? We are going to know. He felt he was in love, but is he in love? Here is what you would do, said Jonadab. Go to bed and pretend you are sick. You have to now begin to live a fake life. You're going to church every Sunday. You're not going to church. Start going to church. You're following her to night class. Because that's how to get her. That's how to get her. When your father comes to you to say, have my sister Tamar come to prepare some supper for me here. where I can watch her and she can feed me. Father looked at it and felt that it was. Anyway, one of the areas where David was poor is parenting. A wise parent will have smelled the rat. Last, something is fishy. He's not even come to prepare food. Let her come here watching her cook. What is watching her going to do to my malaria? And the father just felt, it's okay. Tama, go to your... Let's see now. Verse 7. David sent a word. If it was Monday, he would have called Tama, who was in her own house at this time. She's a decent girl. She was not on the streets like Dinah. Only girl. She could even cook. Everybody know. Wonderful, well raised. Go to the house of your brother Amnon and prepare a meal for him. So Tamar went to her brother's Amnon's house. She took dough, kneaded it, formed it into dumplings, and cooked them while he watched from his bed. Yes. But when she took the cooking pot and served him, he wouldn't eat. Amnon said, "Clear everyone out of the house." And I don't like talking where people are. I don't like talking where people are. Let's go to a quiet place where it can only be me and you. A guy you have not tested. Remember, trust is earned over time. Chase everybody away. Let's go. No, let's even leave with you. Let's go to another city. Let's go and talk. I just want to pour my heart. There's some things I want to tell you that I don't want the wind in Uniuyo to hear us. Clear everyone out of the house. That's why I said virginity is not the same thing as what? Wisdom. You may be decent and not smart. You may be decent and not wise. And they all cleared out to stay. Then he said to Tamar, he had cleared everybody out. Bring the food into my chamber. This girl is an innocent girl. She may not have even known what sex looks like. She may not have even known what can happen. Where we can eat in what? Privacy. Listen. Once they are telling you, let nobody know. Let it be between me and you. It's a setup for you. Love is not private. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that Jesus died in the day of everybody on top of the tree. They did not even lower the tree. They raised the tree up. Now here God's love was shown to you. But this particular love they are showing you is only in private. You and I. Only me and you. It's not love. They're about to get you. So she took the nourishing dumplings she had prepared and brought them to her brother Haman in his bedroom. But when she got ready to feed him, he grabbed her, somebody that was sick, and said, "Come to bed with me, sister." "No, brother," she said, "don't hurt me. This kind of thing isn't done in Israel. Don't do this terrible thing. Where could I ever show my face? And you will be out on the street in disgrace. So I will be in shame. You also will be in disgrace. Oh, please, speak to the king. He will let you marry me." Could this be love? Love that cannot wait to go through the process. Love follows the process all the time. Love does not jump the order of things. No. Love always follows the process. But don't forget, remember Shechem was ready to follow the process. And it wasn't still love. So that means you must put all the colors together. That is ready to follow the process. It's not essentially that it is love. But if it is love, it will do what? Follow the process. But he wouldn't listen. That is powerful. Love listens because your opinion counts. Love listens because you are valued. Love listens because you are respected. Whoever or whatever does not listen is not love. Even God listens to our cry. He wouldn't listen. Being much stronger. Love does not prove strength when it is not necessary. In fact, love uses strength to protect, not to destroy. What did I say? Love uses strength to protect, not to destroy. Every time his muscles are turned against you, that's not love. What of a lady? What are the various strengths that the lady has? Their mouth. If every time the mouth is turned in your direction, she's not using the mouth to fight enemies on your behalf, but using the mouth to fight you. That is the strength that she has. And she's already using it as a weapon fashioned against you. Strength in love is not a weapon against the one you love. Never. It is not a weapon against the one that you love. Being much stronger than she, he did what? He raped her. Rape is big. Rape takes advantage. Rape reduces you. Rape puts you in disgrace and shame. Rape is an unforgettable pain. That is something. How can somebody who said in the beginning, this is love, and this is how they can treat you? The lady even said, you will get this thing. Just tell our daddy. Let them go through it, because I'm actually your half sister, so I could marry you. Let's go through the process. No. Lust can't wait. Love always waits, because love is patient. No sooner, I want us to get somewhere in this story. And this is the most painful part of the story. No sooner had Ammon raped her, that he now what? Entered her. Raping her means he got what he wanted. After he got what he wanted, the next emotion we saw was what? Hatred. Let us see how they describe that hatred. He hated her with what? An immense hatred. How did he say he loved her initially? With great obsession. The same energy of obsession is the same energy of hatred. You will just wonder, this guy that can do anything for you, now that he got what he wanted, you are not the one dating yourself. You are something your boyfriend and girlfriend at the same time. You're not the one spending money, spending time, spending call. You call. You say, I'm busy, I'll call you. 2 weeks. The hatred that he felt for her was greater than the love he had for her. Get up, he said, and get out. For this girl to come to his house, it involved his friend, it involved his father. Now, without any consultation, that's why he said that the father was involved. Does not mean it is love. Was his father involved? Yes. Was he love? No. brother, she said, please, because now she has given her body. There is a connection. Brother, this is even worse evil than what you just did to me. Let me stay after the abuse. Say, because the next thing is even worse. Chasing me out is even worse. At least let me stay. That's why some people remain there in the abuse. Because the body has been there. And for a lady, once the body goes in, it's a strong bond. They think that bond is love. It is just chemistry. Serious chemistry. They think it's love. But wouldn't listen to her. Verse 17. He called for his valet. Security guys. Get rid of this woman. Wow. Get her out of my sight. Because she's not disgusting. Sent her out and locked the door after her. But this guy proposed that it was love. Check it. Does it look like what you are in? And you tell your friends, I'm in a relationship. He said, I'm in love. Check it. Let me begin to round off. Let me say this clearly. God put it in my spirit. And listen. If you are moving, listen to this. It takes wholeness. It takes wholeness and a level of maturity to truly discern love. I repeat. It takes what? Wholeness and a level of what? Maturity to discern love. What do I mean? If you were just jilted, if you were just cheated, if you were just maltreated by a guy, anyone that brings a level of kindness, because you are in a state of what? Desperation. You are in a state where you have been ripped. Anyone that brings an iota, just a little sprinkle of kindness, you are likely going to judge it as what? Love. Imagine that someone was kidnapped and the person was stripped naked, and you see a farmer who is wearing rags, dirty clothes, and the farmer magnanimously gave you his coverall to wear, something that you will never put on. You will not even put it on in your dream. But you are in a state of what? Desperation. You have been ripped. You have been battered. So what is not love? You call it love. You will see stone and call it bread because you have been deprived. They knew Jesus had been hungry. Said, turn this stone to bread. You need wholeness and what? Maturity to discern love. That is why they also know you are not mature. So they come for you when you are not discerning. Year one. You are 14 years old. You are 15 years old. You are not discerning yet. They come for you. They come for you there. And they allow you to be bonded. So there is the connection. The chemistry is there. You will think it's love. In their own house, they are strategically planning. Get them here. When I was in school, a guy, one of those old guys, who was a roommate to one of my friends, told them that he was going to get, we used to do pre-degree. And imagine what pre-degree students looks like. Small, tiny. So this guy said he was going to get 40 of them. He meant it. He brought out an exercise book to document it. Name by name. I kid you not, he got the 40. Interestingly, he does not spend his money. You spend your money. But there was something he must have told you that made you think it is love. So that's why for you to discern love, you must get old. You must get mature. You must come to a place of wholeness and wellness, both spiritually, both emotionally. For someone who has been deprived, I love you. I just need to say it consistently every 7:30 or every 9:30 for 3 weeks, and you fall. For somebody who has been deprived attention and who have not been able to live a wholesome life without it, once I just show you attention, I'm likely going to get you. Whether it is love or not, you will not discern, because they are giving you what you lack. So don't look for love in your state of depravity. Don't look for love when you are broken. You may not be able to judge. So if you read the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, my time is up. We will not be able to do it. It tells us all manner of things that you should see. I will just run through some of the things that I don't see. Love is truthful. It does not leave anything to hide. It does not have anything to hide. Love does not seek to harm. I wrote here. Love does not ignore red flags. When you are seeing red flags and you are ignoring, it's not love, you are just obsessed. Love is not how you feel, it's what you know. You hear me? Love is not how you feel, but what? What you know. With what I know about this person, can I give my life to you? Love is not a strong attraction. Love is not boastful. Anytime you sit down to God, He's always telling you how big is He is. How many nations He has been to. Love is not consumed by material things. Love considers the other person. Considers the other person's opinion. Considers your values. Love values what you value. Love honors what you honor. Love honors your boundaries. Love does not violate. It does not ridicule. It does not look down on you. Love honors your boundary. Don't call me after 8 p.m. As simple as, not even don't come to my house. Don't call me afterwards, 8 p.m. And it does not honor that boundary. If you want to call me on video call, tell me first. As simple as that is. You are just there, 11, 30, all your guards are down. Video call. Video call. What do you want to say? That can be said. Don't come to my house around this time and you cannot honor that. That's not love. Love is not who can pay, but who can stay. Love is not who can pay, but what? Who can stay. Let me tell you this one, which you may not like. Love does not always give you what you want, but what is good for you. Love does not always give you what you want. If your father gave you all that you wanted, you should be dead by now. Because you wanted to put your hand inside hot water. You wanted to on the gas as a baby. If they are giving you all that you wanted, You would not have met you. You should have been roasted by now. Boiled. Roasted. You wanted to drive. When your father was driving as a baby, you were snatching the steering from him. If he gave you, both you and your father will be dead by now. So love does not always give you what you want. If you are always indulged, it's not love. Love says no. Sometimes. When yes is not good. Love is not nice to a selected few. Love is good to all. It's only you they are nice to. Only you. It's only you he opens the door for. It's only you he talks calmly with. Every other person raises his voice. That's evil. That is what? That is not love. This is where we end it today. I don't know when we're going to take questions. But if you have any question and you have written it, drop them. Probably next week, Thursday, we'll be able to answer some of those questions. Let's stand for our feet. Just talk to God and tell the Lord, give me your wisdom to discern love. Let me not be captured by what is not love and I call it love. Father, deliver me from what has captured me and I think it's love and it's not love. Just say those silent prayers. Tell the Lord, some of you having listened to tonight's meeting, having read through those stories, you just have pitied yourself and told yourself, wow, I thought it was love. Some of you haven't shared experiences with some of those stories. If you have to read out your own story, it will be so terrible. Talk to the Lord. Father, help. Father, help me. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Father, we thank you for tonight. Help us.
Victory Chapel, the church on campus.